So let's work this one out semi-backwards, finishing off with the frame set right here. And please know up front that this Polygon Helios A8X 2023 is valued at $5,999 AUD, or that's $4,000 USD. And I know some of you are going to struggle with value for money at $6,000.
$6,000!
So let's hear from an expert mechanic, somebody who works on bikes all day long, his thoughts on value for money here.
And what about price point?
Realistically, it's crazy good value for money.
Now we'll be breaking the price down here in Aussie dollars because that's what I deal with here living in Australia. But we will go aggressive on the prices so there's no conspiracy theories out there, because at the end of the day, prices are prices, facts are facts. But please know up front that Bikes Online, who have a presence here in Australia and in the US, links below, have given me this bike for a long-term review, which will come on the channel mid-year. But this video here was my idea because after I got sent this bike, took it into Aaron, he pointed out a few things and I marinated on this. I'm like, that is an incredible deal for a bike and it deserves a video by itself. So let's start off with breaking this thing down. Shimano Ultegra Group Set Di2, and it's the full shebang Shimano.
Shimano bottom bracket, so they haven't cut any corners. But this is correct. Shimano, everything is Shimano. Your brakes, your rotors, your cassette, everything is Ultegra spec. So the entire thing, they haven't cut any corners. And the chain is also Ultegra spec, so there's not even a reduction there. Like normally some people would put a cheaper chain. That is a proper 100% group set.
Recommended retail price here in Australia, $3,800 AUD. Let's say you get a deal on it for $3,000. Let's take $3,000 off that $6,000 price tag. Up next, we have the Vision Metron 5D ACR integrated carbon bars.
The Vision Metrons, they're just a really nice bar.
In what way?
The shape's really nice. Well, some people may not like it. It's curved slightly forward. They come stock on some of the Maritas.
Recommended retail, $1,130. Let's say you get a deal for those bars for $1,000 AUD. Let's take another $1,000 off that $6,000 price tag. Up next, we have the Entity WR5 disc 50mm carbon wheels. Now, I just want to pause on this one for a second because as a consumer doing some general research on these wheels, I didn't really like what I found online when I was researching, as these wheels appear to be a generic Polygon carbon wheel, but Entity also have a separate website which seems to be run by the Bikes Online organization, so it's all a bit confusing. Then if you go and have a look at their wheels, you can't find anything. But thankfully in this video we have Aaron.
So this is an aluminium body, and then they put this steel strip in here, and it just stops the whole cassette from digging in. So that's quite a little feature. These are all bone dry, so there's nothing in there. Again, we expect that within reason. I mean, how many of these wheels have we done now? And they're all pretty dry. Cartridge bearings, 6902 RS, the free hub, 4 pulls. Again, it's bone dry.
Right.
But they all are, you know what I mean? Grease all this up, it's not a problem at all. Steel bearings, they'll be perfectly fine. TTN, generic, same TTN, 6902s, which is good. So all the bearings are pretty much the same front and rear.
What about the engagements?
Yeah, I mean, if you're at home and you want to do this yourself, give all the faces a nice grease. Same with that, dust cover. Yeah, there's a minimal buckle there.
No.
Nothing to write home about. Again, for bang for buck, like it's a good carbon wheel set. It's not much, I'll probably chew it up for you.
Doing some further research online, I found people selling these wheels secondhand between $600 to $800 AUD, so I think it's fair to say $1,000 AUD for these carbon wheels, brand new. So let's take another $1,000 off that price. I think you know where we're going here. Bits and pieces. So we have an Entity saddle, tubes, and my favorite Schwalbe tires. Let's say $200 combined, take that off the price, and I'm not even going to include the handlebar tape.
Straight away, that handlebar tape is terrible. Just the wrap job's not very good.
Right.
Again, being pedantic, but like, look at all this here. It's all folded over. The tape job's pretty bad at the end. We're gonna replace it.
So we have $800 left. Now, sometimes I'm quietly confident Bikes Online run deals on bikes. And I have seen, I'm pretty sure, 99.9% certain, this bike for $5,600 AUD. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you're a tight ass and you're gonna hold out for the deal. We're talking about $400 there for this frame set, and I can tell you, on initial mechanical inspection, we have a solid, well-built frame set right here. Now, for reference, a Winspace T1500, which seems to make its way into the comment section a lot these days, is valued at $2,700 AUD frame set only. So if you added Shimano Ultegra Di2 to that frame set, you're almost at $6,000 before putting on a handlebar, wheels, and bits and pieces. If we look at full package bikes, probably the best value for money bike in Oz is the Giant TCR, with the most comparable being the Advanced Pro Disc Zero Di2, valued at $7,700 AUD, which, don't forget, won't be coming with a nicely integrated $1,000 carbon handlebar. It will come with their own Giant Compact, I think they are, handlebar system, which is, I'd say, mediocre. We could also look at something like the Sava, which is borderline comparable if you look at this bike right here. But we have investigated a Sava on the channel in the past, and not only was the group set not true Ultegra, the fork was full of voids and one of the wheels hub was oscillating that bad, I couldn't even ride the bike without major disc rub. So in other words, it was a poor product. Now, you might be asking, why haven't I taken this bike in to see a carbon fiber expert, Gary McDonald, like we did with the Sava? But I never intended to take the Sava in to see Gary. It was Aaron that gave me a fair nudge after visually inspecting the frame up front. And with Aaron's visual investigation on this Polygon frame being really positive, there's no red flags for me at this stage suggesting we go to the extent and the cost to me to dismantle the frame and get it inspected by Gary, unless the comment section erupt under this video. Now, there is one negative when it comes to this frame so far.
What I don't like with this, well, I don't know what they've done there. So, see, I just took those off. All these corners here are all snapped off.
And now you mention.
Why would they do that? Yeah, so it's all in the bottom of the box. So it's all snapped off in transit.
But these things happen in transit, and buying from an established Aussie-based company with an American presence is there's a solid returns policy, and their customer service as a whole appears to be, I'm not going to say excellent from what I've read online, but definitely solid. So you should have confidence if you encountered a problem similar to mine. Now, this bike right here, the Helios A8X, sits in the performance category for Polygon, meaning it's in their aero category, like a Winspace T1500, Cannondale System 6, the old Specialized Venge, Giant Propel. You get where I'm going here. However, they only have one model frame set, like the Winspace T1500, in terms of carbon layup. It's called ACX Performance UCI approved frame set, meaning as you scale up and down the different models, the frame set stays exactly the same. The only difference is the components, the wheels, the bars, the bits and pieces. This frame set right here with a bottle cage, with a mount, with no pedals, weighs in at.
Ready for the bike weigh-in, boy? Are you excited?
Now this is where the story gets pretty cool in my opinion, because I didn't know a lot about Polygon, the company, until I've spent a bit of time investigating them just now, and they've been around since 1989. Indonesian, HQ'd. And according to their website, they own the manufacturing process and pump out close to 1 million bikes per year. That's impressive. In terms of their pedigree, they seem to come from more of a mountain bike background with a solid reputation, winning awards over the years and having their bikes ridden by world famous athletes such as Kurt Sorge. So at a surface level, there is a lot to like about this Polygon bike. Now, I have personally ridden it twice, so I don't have a lot to say. What I will say up front, that I did experience the seat post slipping on the first ride. Took it back in to see Aaron. According to Polygon, 10 Newton meters. Aaron had to take it to 13 Newton meters and also put some high grit carbon paste in the seat post to ensure it stopped slipping. But in terms of riding experience, for me, after only 2 rides, in terms of where I would put this bike, I immediately went to a triple header I spent a lot of time on in 2021, where I compared the Winspace T1500 to the Giant Propel and the Merida Reacto, their mid-tier models. This bike sits very nicely in that category with electronic shifting and a very nice front end handlebar. If you've gotten value from this video, please don't forget to give it a like. And of course, if you want to see the review on this bike, don't forget to subscribe. That will be coming mid-year.